Lord, for this gathering here today. I ask for forgiveness, Father, for just a lack of understanding of what you are doing and allowing like either emotions or feelings to get in the way of that, because what really matters is what you're doing and what you're about. And you are about your business right now. You are doing things and moving things and shaking things, and just want to hear what those things are and follow suit into the ways of our Lord. And although things come in different packages and colors than we may want or expect, it doesn't mean it's not you speaking, Lord. And so I just want to be inclined and, on the edge of my seat, waiting to hear and see and move in the direction that you would have. I do ask that the enemy be just ceased in his activity of lies and just trying to change the way things are from truth into his own way of thinking. And or we just don't want to follow suit of our enemy. We don't want to follow suit of the flesh. Just really, really desire to follow your ways, to see them clearly, not vaguely, not through a cloudy smoke, not through a mirror, but just face to face. It's so important. And I really hope that just becomes the reality. So I thank you, and I pray these things in your name. I pray over this time, that it could be dedicated to you and with all understanding. Have your way. Amen.
Amen. Wow. Bless the Lord. Well, where do we start?
Where do we start? I remember a long time ago we were like, we'll talk about that next time.
Oh, yeah.
And then 3 months later.
Yeah. Oh, resolved. Automatically resolved.
They probably did.
Don't need to talk about it anymore. Yeah, that's good. Well, I'll give you a report on myself. My health continued to improve, but I still have a coughing and fatigue. So the first recovery was pretty good, but it was recovery short-lived. So then was cold weather comes in, I tried to recover with some physical strength, and everything not supposed to exert myself. So got the sweating in cold weather, and the next thing just have a bearing on me. Then coughing come on. I think God allowed me to stage it out in a long period of time to go through the cycle, rather like others have the impact. Just hit them like a train. Even it's hit me like a train, but I didn't have a coughing problem, breathing problem, short of breath problem. So in the beginning it was pretty terrible because I didn't eat. I had a couple of days, I think, about out-of-body experiences of that. So it was in most of my spiritual encounters. I look at my life. There are spiritual encounters facing evil stuff like that, So, but most time in a parabolical way, deal with a snake most time. Almost times I was able to kill the snake, so skin to skin, kill the head off, just like, intense, but it's harmless to me, so have victory over those things. But then most impactful experiences were positive experiences, so as a struggle, but it's positive experiences, encounters, whatever. This time it was terrible because it was absent. God was absent. It was a total darkness, gross darkness. And death was literally working in my physical body. And less alone, I remember, there's a lot of experience some I recorded. But I was like in the beginning. It wasn't, and facing all evil, by the way. All the darkness was evil, it wasn't as you sometimes told me, the darkness more than the darkness, right? You know, it's more than the absence or the something there. It's a force. It's active. It's working. You know, it's a full of bad intent. It's almost like pursue you. You know, so you know, you talk about the darkness got like a dark substance, and right? You know, active. That's exactly what it is, and it's all around. I was here just in the center for this whole darkness. There's no light whatsoever. And man, I'm there. I was in the creation in the beginning. I experienced like a single person, you know, all the things around try to limit you, to just chase you down, to overtake you. And finally I just put out with it. I said, I don't want to, you know, when darkness pursues overpowering wrong. So I said, I'm going to plant myself, my feet here, and make a stand. I'm not going to move anymore. So when I did that, and suddenly, I think it's an angel, some presence, and said, put a, you know, 7-eyed stone in the chest. So they put a 7-eyed stone in my chest. It's a very interesting phenomenon. It's not your physical person there. I was totally out, almost like dead, you know. So, and the illness was so tormenting. It's like different personality in you, different. I mean, it's literally unbearable. I never experienced anything in my life exasperated me like that. Exasperating. I went through terrible times. Most of the time, I don't go through the mind, you know. Just okay, you know, sleep away or rest away, leave it alone, right? This one, you don't live it alone. It's like it's exasperating you all the time. So, you know, for example, when Kayla wanted to talk to me, stuff like that, I was literally have no energy. I don't even dare to look at the phone. When I look at the phone, my eyes almost hurt, you know? Yeah. It's like any move hurt you know? Yeah. Any mood or thoughts just hurt you. So therefore, it's impossible for me to communicate any good, more than emotion, whatever, just any good pace, you know, everything's irritated me. Not trying to be irritated by anybody, so, which I seldom did in my life. You see me being straightforward and be emotional, but I'm not moved by emotions or whatever the surface level, you know. So most time I can keep my cool inside, you know. I feel very emotional, but inside it's like a stable, you know. So, but that's my point, you know. So, and so I can discern the mood, the spirit mood, the soul. And you know, when I move by the spirit in the emotion or soul level, because you use those things, my inside is like, oh, like another person observing another person doing something, you know. Most times it's keep your cool, you know. Yeah. I'm here rebuking people or being agitated. Inside of me it was like a saying, like a joyful, you know, so laughing, you know, so so it's a very strange composition. So when you move in that fashion for a long time, God delivered me from anger, you know, just like that. And I just began to know Him, you know. He deal with anger into like that, you know. So took it away, and said, "You'll never be angry with anybody anymore." That is amazing, huh? I'm upset with people. I mean, I'm upset with others, but I never was just like unforgivable. This whole grudge, you know. This like a worry, like what do you call it, nasty being nasty people, you know. So I don't have that. So you know, anything intense, I try to do my best and express my grievances if I have any. But when my job is done, you know, I done my job, you know. And one on his rage is gone, you know. I don't even remember those things very well. So anyway, so that leave for, I mean, not all my life long, but at least I changed the laws that have been a word, much a reality for me, you know. So through different struggle, doesn't mean you don't struggle with people, relationship for sure, but I don't act upon those things or think too much about things, you know. God is always refreshing and to bring new things. So, am I making sense to you?
Yeah.
So in a sense, it was a totally new experience for me. In my whole life, I never getting exasperated. I never getting just like easily upset, you know. I'm upset with my own thoughts, you know.
Yeah.
Like the soul is like, oh, go everywhere, or somewhere else take you, you know.
Wow.
And then this is ancient personality, like a wise doctor almost, and tell you, okay, this is how you should sitting down. This is how you should pace yourself. You should eat or not. You should take that medicine or not. It's crazy stuff, right? And there's yourself a little bit like a little baby. Okay, I don't know anything. I better listen, right? So there's a dynamic going on there. There's a dynamic. The devil just try to accuse you, and you just feel exasperated. You know, I mean, I'm never fearful. I know I'm going to die. The Lord told me I'm going to die. So, but I'm ready for some strange experiences, but it was
When
really
the Lord
strange.
tells you you're not going to die, you got to let us know, because I was scared.
Is that right? Okay. When I got it, the Lord said, I didn't know. My time now come. I know.
Good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I was like, don't you take him, Lord.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they told me not to go to the hospital, not take a lot of medicine, so I did not do it. Any of that.
Yeah.
Not much medicine, except some supplements, and John brings some vitamin D and other few things. How was it coffee? So no medicine, no food, for about 4 days. No food, not even water. Most people go through that. Then my oxygen level was really so poor, and John said that's supposed to die. Somebody's supposed to die. I have no idea. I'm just like hibernating,
Yeah.
because I'm not exerting my body. I'm just laying there, which is not uncommon to me. I used to go without food, go as just rest like that in my fasting times. So I don't feel so strange about it, except it was tormenting physically or mentally. So I don't know. It's just to hear those.
I was
things
kind of
and-
wondering what the Lord was going to show you.
Oh, he showed you my mighty wonderful thing. I can't even talk.
Yeah.
And he showed me. Yeah, showed me mighty things. So things I can disclose, most I revealed throughout this confirmation of things the Lord told me to share. Things he showed me a lot of things, and yeah, I know a lot of things about the evil and schemes through the process. But who you talk to, you talk to people who use it as scare people. People think it's just not the theory, so not the experience. Well, I was made like Adam. Adam, like an only man left. And the Lord said, whatever you're going through is like a man take a bite in the serpent. The people in the wilderness get a bite by a serpent. He said, well, that's exactly what it looks like. You go through the window like a serpent bite you. Oh, goes through that's in the beginning of the physics, right? So I said, what? So they said, yeah, that's what humanity needs to suffer. What? The power of death, so and the fear of it, the terror facing that. And fortunately the Lord told me I'm going to die, so okay, that's interesting to go through, so yeah, I'll ask the Lord. I'd rather for him to take me away, personally speaking, so because I'm really not going to linger long. Sorry. I'm not trying to be,
Understood.
yeah, so you see my point. Sorry, so I'm just not put too much emphasis on this side life. So have a dent or not, have a name or not, be able to do certain things or not. It really doesn't matter to me, you know. So not too much, you know. So sorry.
You're stuck with us a little longer. You got some stuff to share.
Yeah, he told me how my mission actually just started, you know. So
And I believe it.
so he said this experience means actually a release, actually, you know. When I go through the final modern test, final affirmation. So it doesn't mean I don't sing or don't act wrongly, don't be my person in the stage. It only means something happened this time in this life.
Amen.
In personal experience as a marked point, a departure from something, also embrace something. So the other one was, I think something happened in the heavenlies, you know, so our life is reflective about that, not understand people think presumptuously about those things, the mental ascension. All people think that's just impossible, right? Our life, nobody's life is supposed to act like that. Except when we read the Bible, we recognize all the disciples like pretty much stir up the heavens, right? So, but we want to do the things that work as disciples, but don't want to think we have something to do with the heavenly realms. So it's incompatible. So all try to speculate, scholarly studies, and hey, you know what? That's really true. Okay, it's supposed to exist. You know, that's what the Bible is. How I understood the Bible. That's how Jesus thinks. But okay, you have a story, and agree with the story, side with the story, but it never was in the story. Never go through the reality. So those go through realities, they don't have the luxury to tell you, oh, let me prove to you. You know, when you go through those things, they make them speechless, you know. Oh, it's in the Bible, that's good, but the giant is slayer. I don't have time to talk to you about prove to you I can slay the giant, you know. So, joking. So the intensity is immeasurable. I also feel all the darkness ever existed has poured over me. So, uncanny, huh? It's hard. So anyway, I got this thing. And I said, Lord, that thing should be weird. But I feel naked, you know, while I was running around all naked, you know.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know, I don't remember I wear a garment or not. Sorry. I was just, emphasize with that thing because that thing, when it was set on my chest, it began to explode with light. Oh, jeez, this explosion took off, you know. I'm like exploding in the universe, right? So just expel the darkness, you know. And I was, wow, surprised, you know. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So darkness is not a threat to me. And I said, but the devil was still out there, you know, accusing on my right hand, accusing me. And I can see he's nudging, but I don't pay attention to it, not exasperate. But I said, well, maybe something I put on my head. And somebody come around and put a turban on my head. Like Joshua in the Bible. So it's crazy, huh? So I thought, that's interesting. Our body, I don't really know what I'm in through. I said, is that true? You know. Then the devil continued accusing. And I thought, I'm all this out of my collective conscience and my awareness, you know, it's gone. You know, I don't even know I'm dead or alive in those moments. So, and I said, well, the word given to me is a forked tongue, you know, like a double. It's like a fork, right? Which is, I understand double-edged sword, you know, but a forked tongue, I never thought about that, you know. Speak one thing, mean nothing, you know. So there's a accusing. It's just pretending, you know. It's like speak good to you, pretend to you, but in the heart really hate you, you know. And I think that's typical for, we think in those Christian virtues, you know. So, and so these people, I had no idea what the spirit be love, And so I began to correlate this thing actually doing that in the spirit realm and with different characters, they have no idea how wicked it is. If you don't like somebody, say you don't like them, right? If you like somebody, say you like them, right? Don't say, hey, I love you, I care about you. But in the heart is really hitting people, right? And don't really love the person, appreciate the person, So, but Christians think that's virtue, right? So, and God hid that. More than God hid that, the devil is in the middle, it's in the thicket of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he does is accusation, you see. You can't accuse your brother unless your brother. You can't really hurt some people until you enter into a love relationship, right? Relation, care, and love. So I'm just talking.
Mm-hmm.
So those what hurt you is the most dear to you, right? So so those are things that I began to understand, a little bit. And sorry, it's not philosophy anymore, So, and I thought, oh, okay, that's what's going on. I mean, in the past, I think about those things. Oh yeah, discernment. I could even be loud about it, but not really thinking of this intense wickedness, literally the devil, So accusing. So I said, okay, but it is exasperating me. I said, I don't want to dog anything. And somehow I produced a sword. Boom, When the tongue opened up, like a tongue ready to come out, And I just sort of chopped that fork tongue, exactly cutting that. The fork tongue like that,
Yeah.
there's a root to it, right?
Yeah.
Pew, like that, right? Then I heard another bomb, like explosive, but this time it's a sound, like a power, like a explosion, not live, but the real force, right? So then I literally feel my bed shaking, like a big boom, boom, like a bomb took off. So what's in the world happening? And that were a moment, the experience done, but the voice speak to me, said, now, you just overcome this force, and you're going to recover. So start recovering. That's when I'm getting better. So, and I thought, wow, that's interesting. Because I still take it some while for me to come to my awareness, consciousness. So we kind of finally had the chance even to talk, which is a couple of days later at least. And so it happened, Tim recovered, so I said, give me a call to catch up with what he's going through. He went through part of what he's going through, the essence of it. Sure enough, and it's the Lord has Saint John. Meantime, talk to me what's going on, share certain, which is exactly what I heard the Lord giving me his portion. But this one was interesting. I said to them, this is what happened, like I shared. So I said, what is that? Oh, exactly because the time when I came back for a time, there was an explosion actually, a big bomb happening physically in our place. So my bed literally shook. I mean, the cabin shook. So Tim Wiggly, I'm not sure exactly what's going on. He said, yeah, we heard some boom took off in the beach as well, So now I'm far away. My point is that I'm totally out.
Yeah.
All my senses gone, sensibility it's gone, am I right? So, and here I'm, he's a sword exactly discovered that thing. And I feel physically a little bit, am I right? So then physically something really took off, am I right? So I recognize, God is confirming something. Now here, continue the education. And the Lord said, what I'm trying to allude to you is I went through Revelation 12. And he said, well, Lord, where's the scepter or the rod in my arm? And sure enough, while we were praying for Tim, John showed up, tried to check on me. So he was catching up. So the Lord said, I'm going to give Tim a wish report. the rod open the path, right? So, and the prophetic word said the path open, right? So, anyway, I don't know. You will have wisdom today. You will have authority, power, and power to you as well. Those things cannot use a human word. It does not cohesive, make a good speech. You go to a garden, you can feel it's a dead garden, or a garden full of fragrance, full of life, And you see the colors, you don't have to figure out everything. What about this? What about that? No, I said no. Bees everywhere, butterfly everywhere. Well, that's a garden for life. It's a garden full of trees, withered flowers, and dead colors. Well, okay, that's a dead garden, So, and you instantly, you want out to dance, the chair want to sing, get the garden, right? So, you can write, you can express as much you can, but a little child can feel it, I don't want to stay in there. The little woman did me. I want to get out of here, Mom. The other one said, I don't want to go. I want to see the flowers. I want to dance. So it's the spirit, the environment of the spirit. But most of the people don't understand that. They interpret it as is big word, presence of God or whatever. Yeah, you can see that, but it has to do with you have the flow or the willability of God's authority, power, in different expressions. God can come with a gentle stream, always coming with mighty flood, So it can come with sound of lightning. It can also go with you, in the crevices to accompany you to insect rooftop, right? So meditate. It depends on how God moves. Unfortunately, we don't know those things. Often we think God is one way, When we're young, especially, the encounter have a huge bearing on our experiences. It's like the child that grew up, think what it means to be a mother, father. They're never really well informed because their mother, father, the experience is always a projection, whether when they're young have bearing on them. They never really, every projection is what they mean to father, mother. I'm sorry, not step in your shoes, talk to anything. Everything is confined by that initial experience, right? It's like a box.
Yep.
You can't really walk it out. You don't dare even to walk it out. So the truth of the matter, father, mother, every generation, every family have mother, father. There's so many variations and expressions. Really, your little experience was good or bad. It's really not a starting point to learn real good father, mother. Right? The only place is God.
Right.
And not in the assortment of man's work, different father, mother. That's even low level, The Christian think, if I only can categorize it, study it, parse it, surely I can figure out what it means to be the father, mother. That's a theologian do. So they never say, there's only one pattern, one source for this thing. He created everything. He assigned the role. He gives the experiences. Yeah. And let me parse all the. Yes, every way lead to Rome, but I don't want to believe in Rome, right? I don't want to go to every way to the Rome instead of prove every way. It leads actually to Rome, So I only know one way. I get to Rome, I dwell there, I learn Rome, So you understand my point. I need to know the life in Rome. I don't need to prove to every traveler, say, hey, eventually you're going to get to Rome, So let me prove to you. Unfortunately, people don't do that. They think the smartest people is to figure out all the routes lead to Rome, So the real people, they're already in the Senate, they're already in the court. I'm talking to the real citizen, right? So they always transact their life there. So it's in God. When you reach the point, you don't really interested in educating people to get there. You're just there. They're there. So says my point, so when you're there, you meet some traveler, never been there, you can absolutely tell them, yeah, you can follow this way. It's gonna hit Rome. Why? Have you been this way before? You didn't travel where I came from. How you know? Well, because I came from Rome. That's just my point. Every room, you can meet them and tell them, hey, yeah, you're heading the right place. You know? And when you have that confidence, people literally think you're crazy.
True.
Am I right? Because their imagination studied all the maps, you know, so that's you don't really carry you actually from Rome.
Yeah.
You carry the segment, even dresses, they don't see those things, am I right? They've never been to Rome before, never met the Roman before. I'm just talking, so
Yeah.
that's a message of God. We often get messages of angels. We don't understand the better messenger is in sonship. Am I right? Jesus speaks a better word. It's a better representation. If that sonship is written in your heart, from the free expression in you, and you came from a different source, different realm, different level of wisdom, expressing God's glory, God's love, God's ways, what do you think? What do you think? Your ministry is more glorious, Paul said, more important, more spiritual, by the way. But carries the better glory, right? Better grace. But people don't think like that. So therefore, they dismiss this kind of messenger, the apostles, who can teach wisdom in per life. They literally think nobody can do that. Oh, everybody can do it. You know, everybody can do it. And there is our difficulty. Now those who go through it, they have to wrestle in the hand of God. They have to stage by stage overcome three things. It's not one time deal. It's like, oh, through Christ is great, it's gone down, ready over, right? So you overcome three things. That's the Bible even. Go through different baptisms, represent different realms, different expressing lives, different creations of life. Creation is your freedom. You overcome the first creation or are the first creation. You cannot enter the next creation. Where creation is wrong. It's realm of existence. You are a really new creature. You have to be born again. You're creation. You are a new creation, therefore I use the word creation, right? So but each one requires death, forego the old form of life, enter new glory. We understand that. We actually teach, prophesy, all kinds of things to tell people that, but unless you go through it, we know very little about it. It's all imaginative. So unfortunately, most Christians, sounds critical or arrogant, is never went through it. They talk a lot about it. Hope it can happen. Oh, prove to others that it already happened to me. Ready. So because when you go through it, there are certain ways you can't talk about it. You don't dare to talk about it. You don't dare to disclose to anyone who maturely or necessary, right? So
Amen.
that's the truth.
Right.
So,
Amen.
It's the truth. Man. So if you overcome, you overcome. So there's three overcomes, three baptisms. The self, the old man, flesh. Overcome self. Overcome the world. The world is more than the outside world, which is it's cosmos, creation, everything ordained. It's a realm of existence.
Okay.
Yeah, making sense here?
Yeah.
Include time, space, everything
Yeah.
in it. So called epoch, of existence. So cosmos, the word is cosmos.
Yeah.
Eons to come, the period for that cosmos come to an end. So, am I making sense here? So eons, it's a certain form of existence, right? So, then you overcome different realms. This eon is still on the horizon level of human timeline, right? So, but the other one was different realms. It's not necessarily has to do with any time anymore. It's always there. Time Yes, it's expressing it, reflected it, eventually conformed by it, even governed by it. But it's internal realm, you know. It's a spiritual realm. Time does not play as we think an important role. I don't know. It's hard to express, okay? You know, so let me see something. It's like you're projecting things. And the real projection is the real you. You use the shadow. Okay? So, do you understand my point? You know, so, yeah. And I used to see the picture. I have this picture right now. You know, this you in the old time, even today, they put a story. They don't have movies, don't have characters. They put this screen, cast some shadows on certain figures.
Yeah.
That somebody tied the strings behind it, right?
Yeah.
But when tying the string really move the things, right? That's exactly the spiritual realm in the heaven realm is about of the world. We look at it, oh, what a wonderful story going on there, you know?
Yeah.
So, you see my point? In the beginning and the end, you think that's a real story. Like, that's your way of reading a story according to the human experiences. And the one who really doing the things behind it is actually the one who really give you time, give you a sense of storyline, right? Give you a sense of story. But why they do that? Because they can't really face you, you see? So behind this thing, you know, I'm not talking about bad thing, okay? You know, so making sense, you know? So in the heavenly realm, so the devil use his agents in this world. And God uses his messenger, his agents in the world. To see invisible war going on. Now when you get losing invisible war, you better face the ultimate. The last sting is death. You know the word sting is not sting. We think it's a sting, right? It's something bite you. You know? Something sting you, like give it impute poison to you in the silent matter. That's how I learned. You see, we always say, why call you that word sting? You know, why is a sting death? You know, sting.
Yeah.
You know, why sting? It's a bite of the serpent. That was a sting. So, it's, you know, we use the English word because that's the English word we use, but in the Greek meaning is something hurt you, like the bite in the desert. When I lift it up, I was wrong. Am I right? So when you will lift up, you will be healed. That's a bite, something bite, impute poison. That's how I felt. I have literally in my Adam person, was Adam, and that thing bite me. And can see the poison begin to work through it. And it's crazy, huh? Hello to my all this other experience I had. And this person began to be poisoned, you know? You know, the poison is work through the body, destroy immune system, get you breathing bad. Then why we launched that topic, I tried to tell you my experience. So, and that's what the devil is doing with the humankind. The last day Adam, if you will. He's poisoning the body of manhood in humanity through the mind. It's wisdom, it's mindset, it's counsel. So he more than numb them, he poisons them, he exasperates them, he brings them to sophistication and exasperation. Man is so terrified, so exasperated because the immune system, defenses spiritually speaking, is gone. They don't know when they're being robbed, you know? I mean, breaking down. When you don't have God, you can't really defend your health, am I? You can't have Jesus, the living word. You don't lift him up, you can't be healed from that, in a sense. So, I'm just parallel there, so. And it's crazy. And well, what did that poison look like? The spiritual poison to humanity look like? Well, propaganda, right? Mindset. So noises. So that's why be super careful. People say, "Hey, I'm more interested. Talk about this topic, that topic." Really? Your mind is already poisoned. You exasperate by your own fear, anxiety, whatever you think your life should be in this world, you already choose your side and insist on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just you, okay, I choose side, I studied, I made a solid informed choice, I choose God's side in a sense, right? No, they choose side because they feel they have to. Who made them feel they have to without God's endorsement and establishment? Well, the devil move you and might exasperate you. So it's like the conscience sear like iron and rest. This topic, today this topic, tomorrow this topic, today this. Wow, this is so important. Oh, God is doing something important. Well, God is very interested in working on you, but not there. You want to work on your mind, your heart, you just don't give it to him, you know? Mm-hmm. That's terrible, right? So, when you struggle with emotions, how much you know about that you're not supposed to act about your emotions?
Yep.
How much you know? But you can't do it, right, until God said, okay, let me work on it. Let me taste the bitterness and the futility of when you move your emotions. Oh, it's a game, God. Getting nowhere. The truth matter is here. Okay, we think it's this, right? This.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of doing this.
Yeah, amen.
Right? So, it's not the straight ascending curve, but you come down, lower a little bit, it's become about, you evidently, in general trend, you're an increasing curve, right? You're ascending curve. But we don't think like that because our emotions, our feelings, our perceptions continue on the surface level. We don't see the undergirding trend. The undercurrent is working. The second we don't pay attention is divine relationships. We think we want it, but we don't really put ourselves in that context. A sheep desperately need a shepherd. Hey, we said, I need a shepherd. In your case, I'm talking about, I want to be a shepherd. Whatever the case there, it requires some solid experiences for that to be actualized. Or else, can you be a shepherd?
Right.
You can't, right? So you can't be a shepherd without knowing being a sheep, because the sheep looks like. So, but we don't think in those terms. So good sheep really don't care about whatever going on without the sheep. I only want to hear the shepherd voice, follow LaCasse steps. But the sheep, common sheep is, what about this? What about that? What about blah 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 blah? Well, what was the shepherd thinking? Where the shepherd to go? He's all them interested. Yeah. He want to go to the north, maybe. Let me tell you, he want to go to the north. They can't follow the shepherd in close steps. That's what I experienced with young people. Spiritual young people. So they were interested to do something. They're not interested to know who is associated with them, what they are doing. Not about doing things. It's about how they think, how they process their counsel life, how they make the decisions. You put them in your shoes. How are they going to carry themselves? They're not interested, Well, the whole thing about God is always about putting Him in your shoes. How you think, what the living Word is going to say and do. But we don't think like that. And we think by doing many things that are wrong, by comparison, by engaging spiritual busybodies. Eventually, I will sample, and God's Spirit is so good. He's always faithful. He never leave me alone because I'm so enthused. Speak some pattern to you. And so forth. We can never be quiet in ourselves. If you can't quiet yourself, don't stir us up. That's Christianity. It's folly. Is that before they know how to quiet themselves, they always want to stir us up. And then from companion, from the symphony, from whatever the kind of companion or enforcement. We all know it. We all worship Him. We all have presence of God. We all have mighty move God. Then I talk to them. I can talk to them 5 minutes because the word doesn't make any sense. I'm talking about nonsense. I'm fully appreciate spiritual things, but there's no wisdom. You see, jump from this testament to that testament, this experience to that experience. Okay, what you learn from it? You know, what do you learn from it? A person can catch a fish, catch a crab all day long, use whatever tool he has. You know, like a human being in the beginning catch a fish, right? But have you think about it and go out to build a net, build a boat? Have you think about yourself not able to catch a bigger flock of fish or bigger fishes, work with others to catch a bigger flock of fish? Or, yeah, can you think about it? You go to the water, you set up a trap, whatever, just so you can catch it any time. Have you think about raising fish in your pond? Are you joking? Let me tell you what fish I catch yesterday. You don't know how fishing. You never catch a fish. There's a guy have a net, right? Net. Well, there you go. You pray next morning.
Finding myself in sort of an awe of your bigger picture, Lord, and your bigger purpose and your ways. And I'm taken back or flabbergasted, or I don't know how you put up with our nonsense in a sense. I'm thankful that you do, though, Lord. I'm thankful that you are willing to still teach and still point us and still speak.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know how you do it. It's unbelievable to me. That's holiness to me. It's just this worthiness of you. It shows your worthiness and your holiness to me. It's defining you as God. That you would set up this magnificent, beautiful, enormous way of life that is so far beyond us. And we are in this state of mind that is so self-involved and so self-desiring. And very little effort put forth on our part as a whole, as a Christianity. And you are still willing to come down here and show us and teach us. It humbles me to it just makes me want to just recognize your authorship and your holiness and the absolute must that we should worship you and all you, what you are trying to say and do. To even be invited to step up into sonship and to step up into realms and to step up into the places where you are deeper is not unfathomable, because that's what you're asking and you're wanting, Lord, but it's an honor, Lord, and a blessing and a gift. Then your mercy and grace that you would allow that is almost takes the breath right out of me to even talk about it. But I can see it, Lord. I can see that. Lord, I want to break through that that barrier. It feels like a barrier, and it's not one you've put there, it's one that man has put. We have set up this thing and place in you, and it is a poison, Lord. It is, and I can see that so clearly, and I can see how poison works, that it's hidden, and I can see that it takes its time to course through your veins. It takes its time to take away your life. You don't even see it. You don't even know it. And then before too long, you are consumed by it, overwhelmed by it, controlled by it. You have no idea. But you are still there to say there still is a pattern. There still is a way. You do not have to be overcome or overtaken or controlled. That you would allow that. Just takes my breath right from me, Lord. Thank you that you desire to show us this pattern, and that you're going to do so through Emmanuel, Lord. Because he is the map, Lord. He's seen the map. He knows the way to go to get us to you. And it is no small thing. I do pray, Lord, that you continue to just refresh him, Lord, and ready him and steady him as he has seen you more constant and more securely and more deeply, Lord. And you are allowing him to be used in this way. I pray for our hearts that we be prepared for this word and this work and this pattern. That you are speaking through him, Lord, and that we would be determined to seek it out. That we would see that purpose in seeking it out, Lord. And I know that it has been said in the word that your ways are not our ways, but I think you want our ways to be your ways, or our ways to be your ways.
True.
I think we can, as Emmanuel was saying, we can say that someday. We can say that now if, Lord, if we are brought into that place, we could say our ways are your ways. We can be defined by your standard. Pray for that willingness, Lord, that there be a willingness and an eagerness and a pursuit. A not standing and waiting, but a pursuit of your ways, Lord, a pursuit of your destiny for this time. because there's no greater time for us, for this generation, for us as a person, to stand and be delivered into this way, Lord, than right now. Because we are here in this moment right now. This is where you've placed us. This is where you purposed us. So that time is now. I'd like to see, Father, what this pattern looks like very, very clearly, Lord. If I might ask for that, Lord, if I might see that pattern, that foundation, and then the pattern built upon it, Father, so that it is clear to those who want to seek you and follow you with all humility, that it would be nothing that we could part from and nothing that we desire to walk away from, because I can very clearly see the opposite. Very clearly and very loudly. It's such a masquerade. I can see the enemy as a masquerade in my mind. I can see the luring of the enemy, and it is no ugly thing to the eyes of a man. It is not a
impulsive
dark alley where there's, dirt and grime and dirty creatures, and it's not dim lit. It's very bright and colorful and distracting. And it brings itself upon you. It doesn't look anything like poison at all. It doesn't look anything like it. It's brightly lit. It entertains you. It invites you in. It's weird to me because it comes into the light. I see all white, a completely white room where there's nothing in it but white. And I see this, it's kind of coming through as this bicycle. And it has like these colors, rainbow colors. And in fact, very much so that the enemy has already tried to take the rainbow for its own use. But with sparklers and bright colors, and the vehicle that it chooses to do this is a bicycle. And it drags it through this white room that's pure and white and just quiet and peaceful, and it just kind of takes itself through as something to watch it go by and distract you until your eyes would take hold of something bright and beautiful and exciting, and your eyes will continue to follow it along through the room until it takes you actually into this dark place, but you don't even know that you're in this dark place because you watched it go through this lit up place, and you continue to watch it in the dark place. You don't even realize that you've let yourself go into this shadowy, dingy, dark, foul place. You just sit in your seat and you watch it. You just sit there. The person just sits there. in a chair. They don't engage in it, for good or bad. Just sit back, watch it take place, continue along with it. It's actually more frightening that there is no engagement than it would be as if they, I don't know, engaged in it or something. I don't know. But it's very discouraging just to see somebody sit back and watch it.
And a song came to me. I'm not sure what it's about. I'll read it with you. So, Psalm 36. For the director of music with David, the servant of the Lord. The oracle is within my heart concerning the sinfulness of the wicked. There's no fear of God before his eyes. For in his own eyes he flatters himself. Too much detect or hate his sin. The words of his mouth are wicked and deceitful. He cease to be wise and do good. Even on his bed he plots evil. He commits himself to a sinful course and does not reject what is wrong. Your love, Lord, reaches to the heavens, your faithfulness to the skies. Your righteousness is like the mighty mountains, your justice like the great deep. O Lord, you preserve both man and beast. How priceless is your unfailing love, both high and low among men, found refuge in the shadow of your wings. They feast on the abundance of your halls. You give them drink from your river of delights. For within you is a fountain of life. In your light we see light. Continue your love to those who know you, your righteousness to the upright in heart. May the foot of the proud not come against me, nor the hand of the wicked drive me away. See how the evildoers lie fallen, thrown down, not able to rise. Wow, that's something, huh? With what we shared. So, back to our conversation, if it's okay for you. So, I was dump everything on you, so it's time for you to dump back.
I don't know where to go after that.
Huh? God is good, you know.
Well, I was thinking, how you can go back to, I mean, you know, I'm wondering how you go back to, you know, you're working on the website. How you go from working on a website to understanding these extreme deep wisdom of the Lord. That's my example. My example is like, how do you do every day? You know what I mean? All the little things, all the.
What's word easy? It's not that difficult. I don't know how to explain to you. I mean, my situation is different because the grace and the wonderful hearts wrap around me always give me my own time, my own pace. So I choose my schedule. So even through the year, most demanding time, I'm still can manage my own schedule. So responsibilities most time discharge me in a way, I guess. One of the things I learned is I don't get exasperated by pressure things. So it's difficult because everybody has responsibilities. My point is, use the conversation to try to tell you there's a reason you go through certain things you're going through because you're demanding all the time. Your time don't belong to you. You're not yourself in a sense. You can carry your own pace of life or desire of life even. And that can be a huge conflict for spiritual people, So, but I manage it through the years well, let me tell you, there are times extremely demanding on me. I can't sleep, I can't have a place to so it's not saying that, but those times I went through is because God sent me, or God sent a purpose in those things. It's God with you, things become much easier. You just know you're mean something, and He's speaking. So it's take process. Can I share something with you? I had a blessing now for you to be released from a sense of lack, inadequacy, as if God is far away, God is not able to forgive your sins, dealing with your own weaknesses or flaws. No, God actually is working on you, So I was recently watching some people live by the seaside. It's like Eden, man. So she live life is so happy. A village, but seaside, but it's village person, being a mother. She go to the seaside, hunt different fish, so go to there, hunt diamond, digging gold, so it's a very unique place. So it's like a piece of heaven on earth. So anyway, and catch all kinds of seafood, all kinds of stuff. So she reads chicken, rabbits, all kinds of things, in her little village. Anyway, and so she began to catch the seafood, different kinds of seafood. And that was appealed because the Lord told me about precious stone, And she go there and found all kinds of precious stones on the seashore, on the riverside, So or knocking the rock, found the diamond, inside of that rock, So anyway, so that's crazy stuff. And you never know if there are such places that exist in the world, So she killed the shelf. She got a squid, and the other day got a fish. It's just things you would never think they have pearls inside, because in my ideas, a pearl only one, big shelf. Yeah. I never hunt pearls, never see people hunt pearls. So my idea is, man, so precious, right? Yeah. You cannot have a lot of that. Mm-hmm. The other day I saw, you can have a mini pearls in one big shelf, right? And this pearl hunting in Australia, they have a coral, go to extreme in order to harvest pearls, And it's a very hard life, I go there months because the weather had to be conducive, and the coral is very dangerous terrain for parking. So then you found this lady. She's casually pick up things on the riverside, on the seashore, found all kinds of pearls, So literally every time, So in the fish, dead fish, So in the squid, So You understand my point, you know? There's a contrast.
Yeah.
This guy's on the sea, you know, weathered by the sea. I mean, parking there for months in order to hunt some pearls. Here's a lady that's good there on what she want to eat today. Want all kinds of pearls, all kinds of treasures. I mean, all kinds of crystals, all pearls, diamonds, all gold nuts, and I mean, she's living a very simple life.
Yeah.
Raising chickens, you know. I mean, she found those like a you know.
Yeah.
It's really she found it. A little creature, you know. Oh, funny little crab moving around, you know. She delighted in that, right? So, I just appreciate that childlike but a pure heart, you know.
Yeah.
She's not living for money for sure.
Amen. Yeah.
And she like to share this with the world. She's not afraid. Oh, this is the secret to the world. Totally different mindset.
Yeah.
Alright, so, and then, but anyway, I'm just amazed. You know, I was thinking about certain things, and God brings this living experience to me. I mean, diamond, pearls. I'm just interested in it's interesting to know it's beautified on the garment, on people wear it.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. But I want to know where it came from, you know? So I don't want to like the people, like a treasure it, you know? Like you know, when they hunt somebody, it's like, oh man, that's so much money, you know? So
Yeah.
I don't like that kind of people either, you know? So here, God, I like seafood. This lady killed cold crab all the time, so there you go. All kinds. So anyway, I'm talking, and so there you go. It's effortless. I hope I don't sound mystical or unpractical to you. It's effortless, sister. It's like anywhere you go, anytime you need it, it comes. I don't need to worry. If I want to know pearls, there you go. I want to know diamond. I didn't pick on those things. I didn't, exhausting my research. No, not me. It just comes. You know, the education is by God's power. But you got to make a determination as you already did. Is God ready? I want to know your ways. I don't want to operate my life out your ways. I mean, I know I have sin, waywardness, but I don't also those be excuse or the burden or obstacle for me to delight in go your ways. I'm a fragile human being. I have my set of incapacity in professions, but that's not the point, right? I mean, I understand I need to be a holy, pure vessel, for sure I need. But hey, vessel without substance, what's good for it? Mm-hmm. So, you need to understand this. God do not intend for you to be absolutely the perfect of all good shaped vessels and use you. He actually make mold while he doing flow, he doing uses you, you will be continually changed by him. You know, we all talk, let's see some simple truth. I often talk about how God touched my heart supernaturally, right?
Yeah.
Nobody, I think, really understand what I try to tell them. Because they don't think from a point where I try to share amazing experience with them. They have no idea what I try to impart, actually. Because when you do comparison, you lost it's like a wheel confined to you. If you desire that experience what it was shared, you will have it. Somebody that's had this real experience to you and want to impart something to you. You see, a young person or experienced person, a person with waiting heart, competitive heart, comparing heart, they don't understand. When God gives somebody a portion, you can't claim it. You can't compete for it. You can only humbly plead for it, you know? Mm-hmm. Humbly say, also, not claim your right, but exercise your right to it. For sure, you know, the charismatic Christianity has caused a play. Oh, bad, am I? So then God got to do something extraordinary. Then I can have a testimony. God did something for me. That's not the mindset of a song. A song is not beggar. A song, however, step into what I already have prepared for him. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? A song don't worry about the next day food. You don't worry about where I get wisdom. That's very interesting, huh? The song, however, very interesting to say, Father, today where's your will is? What do you want me to do? Where your heart is? What are your concerns about? So when I understand that, Lord, my will is to do thy will today, as today, and then you see everybody around you, see them different color. You understand my point? You will hear a child teach you, and you will see you being able to teach your old teachers, whatever you figure. Not, that's what gets me. No, that's just like God is there, so what are you? You're also the devil. Man's a flesh flying around, world flying around. And you pretty much keep you cool. Why you can't keep you cool? Upset said, hey, everything's supposed to have a clean pasture. Everything is pretty good. Why you keep you cool? Because you know what? That is your side lot. Don't content your lot. You're content. Then you with contentment, you understand, well, God have me here for the purpose. He definitely gave me grace more than endure, but to produce something. Out of disorder, I bring order. Out of disarray, I can bring leadership. Out of disreputable things, I can bring something of good repute, right? So, and you not necessarily despise those things. You use them for your betterment. How do I explain to you? I mean, the same person put a knife on my throat. Okay? I can be terrified. I get just terrified in the middle of the night, literally somebody put a knife on my throat, so like, a demon's voice, right? I'm going to kill you, right? So, and that's a very terrifying experience, right? I'm just talking to you, so. Now, then I said, go back to sleep. I went to sleep. What do you think the impact I had? A Chinese single guy, no one to protect you. You encounter that, because not that I don't afraid to die, but here's a knife on your throat. What do you do with it? You can't rise up. I'm sleeping, on the bed, Upstairs, he comes down my bunk bed in the middle of many people in this room, so homeless shelter. So now that experience can definitely there's something I had to go through ahead of time. Said, you know what, I'm not gonna have anyone to threaten me. I'm not afraid to die. I'm not gonna paint my person as if I'm prepared. Well, that's because in the mind, when I was young, I was thinking about those things. I think about, well, you know what, someday, maybe, who knows? The mountain before me gonna fall, am I? So the land can give you, who knows what a disaster can happen to me. And I'm on the last moment facing this is going to fall on me. Well, what am I gonna do with it? You think about it, If you don't think about it, you will never facing this moment. Well, I think it often in my mind, but before the Lord, knowing the Lord. So I don't know. God was there for sure, but I don't know the Lord. Mm-hmm. But I said, it's written. Mm-hmm. It was beautifully written. It's said, others can do it. This is going to happen. They're not going to change the facial expressions. They're not going to be terrified. They're just there, face it. As it is. Next moment, just die. Not terrified. They're not, just, okay. Brace it. More than brace it is have peace. It's seriously peace. Mm. Well, that's interesting, huh? Mm-hmm. So, then you can master yourself to do it. But you went through in your mind, went through things like that. That's why I seldom being challenged Why? Because in my mind, I went through things. I prepared myself. I'm not reading a book like a foolish people read a book. I never apply to myself. I apply to myself. Not foolishly said, hey, you know how many applications, how many theories. I don't need that. I need to say, okay, why that person can speak what he speak, man? Who is that person? Who is speaking? If I step in his shoes, living his time, facing what I said, what am I going to do? No, people don't think like that. They only want to have beautiful speech, beautiful understanding, beautiful theories. Well, you can have all the theory in the world. It doesn't change you at all. So, not me. I mean, you understand my point. I read a book. I literally want to know the person what went through. As I'm more impressed, the detail disappeared, you know? The other detail disappeared on me. I don't even remember what he did, but I know the person very well. So, you know, that's my point. That's how I read the Bible, you see. I mean, I read the Bible for sure with understandings, but I went through things with them. I went through the most terrible time with them. I was there with them. People said, oh, you just have better understanding, good understanding of those characters. I don't understand. I was there with them. Literally there with them. That's different reading. You understand my point? For me, books is read it, throw it away. It's information, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say that, am I? So, and I'm not impressed with beautiful thoughts. I'm very impressed with beautiful people. You see? Beautiful people, am I? So, went through all nasty things of life, all trying situations of life. They mustn't keep the cool, keep their head about the water in a sense, but they make a difference. They didn't let the world beat them into their shape, into the world shape. They never mustn't have identity. They shape the world. Not try to say you have to be someone, you know, so not use modern inspirational speech. Just being themselves, they change the world. That's my point. When I was able to do that, on multiple occasions, not on one occasion, I command all the respect at all the shelters. And people thought nobody knows me.
Yeah.
Nobody cares to know me. But when they talk to me, the chatters, I can hear it, you know? Do you understand my point? You know, so when I have troubles, everybody right around try to protect me, you know?
Yeah.
And a long line, whether in, you know, especially in terms of betting, you know, always fighting for betting.
Yeah.
And the people always give me a special ticket. When I come in the line late or whatever, people always make room for me. And I also said, what are you doing? I got newcomers, especially. He said, be quiet. You know? Why? Nobody, you know. Don't even ask, because he said. Just everybody fighting. Well, here I'm doing, and nobody give a special treatment, you know. So literally special treatment. I remember the shelter changed guards, you know, the people in charge of bedding, and the old guy, the young guy, not old, but he's this old guard. He was crying to me. He was crying, sorting me out, crying. Then he pointed to the new person who was in charge that this is my best friend, okay? Take care of him. If you don't take care of him, you'll get in trouble. So, you know, I mean, this is me. Oh, okay. Where is he, you know? Don't worry about who he is. He's my friend. Treat him like treating me. You know, I mean, all kinds of people come to me, try to enlist me in their whatever they're doing. So I'm just keep my goal. But so my point is that, well, that I don't know God that night. You tell me that I don't have God to learn the things of life, right? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? The religion has been so contaminated of common sense wisdom, not the common sense, common wisdom. Courage. You don't talk courage. You exert courage. You go through things, then you learn courage. You don't need courage. No, you never see you're courageous. You don't have terrible situations happen to you. And how you can do facing those moments, not impulse, because that's not courage. That's not impulse. That's reaction. That's maybe just ruthless person. Real courage is to keep the cool. And why everybody terrified, everybody's thinking to react, you choose the right path, so hitting the target, exactly the solution. Well, you can do that. You know how you do that. You don't know how to do that. Let me tell you something. It's most unfavorable place. You actually learn the favor. No, that's how I proved myself when I was not merely intellectually capable, but I don't know accounting at all. The first guy in the accounting department finally kicked me out, Half a year later, I become an accountant. 1 year later, I'm in charge of all the financial reports. 2 years later, I'm on par with him in his position. So I don't even know accounting.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot do nothing in his mind. But when I left, come to a little bit private conversation here. And the guy sorted me out because we never resolved this thing. It made us have always why could smash a million why the mutual friend of ours, and sorted me out, apologized to me, crying, and there are all kind of experiences. Now, why I'm saying this to you is that you carry yourself in a different way. Don't yield to the 10 shortcut. Don't do shortcut. In life, you can't do shortcut. Unfortunately, Christianity and man has to try to make sure that you understand whenever you do shortcut, you're making circles.
Yeah.
You're always making do you understand my point? There's look at the train. People try to do shortcut is always deviated from the train track, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking I could get someone charge there. You know what? There's a train track there. There's the people already charge the course for you. So don't try to think you can make your own way, right? So in the first place, learn from the past, learn from people who know the best, and study, learn from them, be the best students under them. Regardless they like you or not, doesn't matter, right? Whether it's a favorable situation or not, doesn't matter, right? So you want to know the thing, learn from the best, learn from the people know. That's not not common people brought up, even Chinese. I'm sorry. The simple fact, and not many knows how to do that. I mean, the Bible is full of characters. Do you learn from them? We can interpret them. We can preach them. Do you really learn from them? You can. Can you teach them? Can you teach them? Yeah, I can teach them. The Lord told me to teach them. But what I can teach them? You in your own mindset, in your own build up, in your own teaching life, is, my God, what can I open my mouth before David, before Moses? The truth of the matter, they are so humble. They're so delighted in truth.
Amen.
They don't think about those terms. Not at all. It's like Jesus. He knows everything. But when you present his word, share his thoughts, just like you look at a young lad, young girl. Oh, wow. Yeah. You're repeating everything I know, but you know what? It is up to you, it's not me. You are doing it. So I'm here to follow you, I'm cheer you on, right? So it's a great potential, I want it there. Because that's what I want you to, that's what I like to have in life, And you treasure it, you delight in it. Oh my God, my life is for you, So that is the people you want to have in life. I have those people, sister. And I have those people really invest in my life, whether they like it or not. Seriously. Whether they're good people or not. You understand? Everybody I work under, everybody have something to teach me. They all ended up becoming my friends. I'm gonna say everybody. Do you understand? My best supporter in time of responsibility or excel to life. That's why I'm being promoted. I was just literally bypass all the ladder, all the conventions, So why? Because I never pay attention to those mushy, greasy, good,
Yeah.
Political whatever, those
Yeah.
bad personal stuff, right?
Yeah.
I just want to get the job done.
Yeah.
I want to learn everything and do the job done. Now, everybody responsible, careful, care about the better interest, care about the things going on with the company, with just whatever, Responsible people, not, I don't really care, just
Yeah.
treat it, let me have a good time, So, all those people, they delighted in that. Want fun partnership, want people to appreciate that. At the same time, they want to impart that, am I right? Suddenly somebody showed up and said, I found that in you. I really appreciate that of you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, can you teach me?
Mm-hmm.
Can I help you? I want to know more. I want to be able to work with you, They suddenly I become their best friends. And they will go beyond and above whatever they can. They don't even relate to their own children like that. They will relate to me. So my point is that you are doing that. As that continue, impart this way to your children. You say, what are the pressures of the day? Well, the pressures of this whole how you carry yourself. And everything will take care of yourself. You can't be the best mother in the light of the world, but you can be the best mother in the way God made you. Very important for you to know. Everything will take care of themselves. You don't feel bad. I'm not able to prepare a good meal for my children.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? You're not good with cooking. I don't have time to cook. Who knows? You need to invest in something else. What's the can learn cooking? And on your mother's side, don't feel guilty about the child able to cook or somebody able to cook. Why? Because by engaging other things, doors open up for you, and you let them to develop themselves, not releasing responsibility. Okay, so, but you enable them to develop in the potentials in the way that I don't know how to explain to you. So they will develop differently. So you can't be a mother like a Cheryl or Rachel. That's perfectly fine. No, they can be a mother like you. Gifted in the spirit, but to serve the Lord in certain level. There's no comparison there. Unfortunately, what do? When you think of mother, we had to do this list of things, right? So that's human understanding.
Okay. Amen.
That's a human understanding. You need to write. You need to relinquish daily responsibility to learn, to work through a process, provision made, then relinquish those responsibilities. It's not your forte. It's not what you do with your life. And your children are not going to be benefited by continuing investing in those things. Doesn't mean you don't care and take time. Every family needs a foundation, need a provision, need something. You need to work through it, settle those down, and go beyond them, right? So, making sense to you? And don't expect your family with many young children like your age, you can be released from it. That's unrealistic. So get that over yourself. Next 5 years, next 3 years, my children before the 10 years, they're going to demand on you as a mother on their team. You understand that's my point. You can't say, okay, I'm done, so you can't do that, right? So, because you already made this decision. Deal with the consequences. I'm sorry to say that. So that's my point. You have a child. You're not a man without a child. So make that clear to you. A deadline. A time frame. Okay, I understand, Lord. We already made the choices. Don't complain. So go through it. But foolish is a man, miserable is a soul. And make the choices, knows what the going to entails. I don't really welcome the aftermath, am I right? So making sense to you, so if I decide to read the Bible from page 1 to page last, and I said, you know what, I only have 1 week for it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Everybody know. Okay, let's try that. Okay, you 1 week finish it. You want me to talk with you the Bible in depth? No. No, I don't care. You didn't sleep. You didn't. I don't care. The Bible cannot be read in 1 week. That's it. You can read it 10 times still. It cannot be resolved in 1 week. That's it. It takes 7 years for you to know some truth of the Bible. And you don't have any experience in that to really interpret your own life, your living ways of life. So the Bible, you tell me you know the Bible just because you can recite it. You found some beautiful truth from it. You all enthused about it. Oh, good for you. But don't tell me you can fellowship with me on the deeper things of God that demand equal fellowship on that.
Mm-hmm.
You understand my point? Maybe that 7 weeks just only open a door, prepare you for me to understand when I quote the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
Let's contest, which chapter we're from. Do you understand my point? Now, so is in life when you decided this is the trunk, this reality cannot be moved, then use that as advantage. They're very important. The second thing is learn for children to be healed. It's so important for children able to be healed and helpful. The killer was that children continue dependence, continue on behaving.
Yeah.
A different mentor, right? So you can produce that children, you can definitely produce anyone like that. And that's the point I try to tell you. You can do that. All those young ones, they're good-hearted, but they still carry their own ways, right? So, but why they don't do that with me? Why? Because I don't love them to do that. They know.
Right.
They don't have problems with me, right?
Right.
So they know I don't have to enforce that too much. I don't need to make an upsetting, have to shout, blah, 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 So no, when I talk, they're quiet, am I? Why they do that? I'm just saying to you, you carry authority in your nature. You don't let children to argue with you. That's not a convention. That's not a social, okay, that's the rule of the house. That's not going to work. They still argue in their heart.
Yeah.
Right? So what you do is that let them know you argue is a wrong thing to go wrong life. Go wrong to resolve your issues. To go wrong with this relation to receive counsel and on good term with me on long term. I give room for you to change, but don't treat it as a norm. Arguing with me is we how you solve problems. I got to give you a go. No, not gonna work for me. Whenever you argue with me, nothing will be granted. You're just hitting that wall. Nothing. You're just hitting the closed door. You want to really get through on me? Well, don't argue with me in your heart. Reason with me. Talk through with me. Receive counsel with me. The second thing is learn parents ahead, right? Don't deal with children's problems, emotions. Let them run their course. Run their chaos. Don't engage. You're not supposed to do that. You should do this. And you in the middle of the little world, and they think you can bring something you cannot help. But when they need you, definitely on comfort. But don't let them run your life. I'm talking to you, some practical parenting. Maybe I'm not a parent, so everything. What do you know? The truth matter. Eventually, you learn basics, right? Don't tell them. Let them follow you. Let them follow you. They want to act out. Let them act out. And the more they act out, the more I'm going to be this cool. Children want attention, that's all. They wanted to show their, the competitive or whatever they were. And just say, that's not going to cut here. And the more you do it, the more you're not going to lose my attention and the fever. I don't get it. Go ahead, do that. You know, so I go on with my cooking. Go on with my reading. You do that 3 times? Oh, it's not working anymore. No? So and they're acting out more uglily. Lock in the room. No TV time, no whatever time, nothing. No. Go ahead. Just want to have a grumpy little. We'll have grumpy night. Have grumpy days. Have grumpy week. Let's see what your grumpy days. And you come out with a big smile, saying I'm sorry. Be grumpy. See who can be grumpy. I can be grumpy. I need to get over it, So because you don't have a childish. That's childish. Wrong with show. And by doing that, you benefit yourself more than bring order. You matured, am I? Mature parenthood, mature ways of doing things. They be totally changed. And you dialogue with them can be totally changed. Let me tell you something. We said that's where hard. That's kind of do that. Let me tell you what's really hard. 90% to choose their problems all day long. That's very hard. Or change the turn, Maybe 20%. Okay, you got a problem. Let me just ask it about 80% of the good terms, good things. They don't bother you. Well, that's not. Well, it take 1 week to do it, 1 month to do it. It's they have to have a clear vision. This is what you accomplish. In the early days, I confront the young parents with these things because I was young. I'm reputable to see into young life, but I see them let children running wrong, drive them crazy. So I begin to, they ask me, what do you think? What do you do? So I said, you know what? I just met this wonderful couple in the church. I know I cannot teach them doctrine, So. And I met this most beautiful, spiritually beautiful lady. I mean, her eyes blue like ocean, blue. And she was go out to this little church to greet people, as he always greeted. And when I look at her eyes, she was tall, And she looked at me with a smile. She greeted everybody with a smile. She has just look at you as it's a spiritual communication, right? The husband was there as well, so sometimes. And there's no disturbance. But I look at her eyes and know she is a deeply spiritual person. She doesn't talk much. She just read you, and try to help you, always attentive. And she's a mother of a 10 list. Now here's a line of the family, the little church, so there's a whole special role just for their family. But this mother have the time to go every service, to tell everybody, to greet everybody, to attend. She's not asserting herself at all, and prudence. And the husband and commented, all the older children take care of the younger children. The children, some are still nursing, but they were not quiet. The whole service quiet. Then carries himself, everybody know what to do. The parents were totally free. So I'll tell that story. So don't tell me, a godly woman, don't know how to care of herself, Unfortunately, we did not grow up in that. We almost always had to feed the emotions, has to let children entertain children. We said we won't allow the children for the children entertainment, and their emotion become a central gear, a central centrality in a sense, place centrality, always supposed to come in our lives. Children will be destroyed and disoriented by life. No children grew up in such an environment going to have a healthy attitudes, right. Healthy character, healthy understandings of life, and right? So it's rather the children seeing the parents carry godly ways, handle things differently. They have a different observation point. They don't exert themselves. So they are the center of the universe. The center with everything to do with them. We didn't do that. I grew up not doing that. Do you think that's my point? So why? We feel so loved. And every time we need something, parents are there, but we don't just ask for anything. Anytime we do wrong, the parents are already on top of it. Before I make anything wrong, the parents already address it. And they don't have to address it in length. They don't argue with you, just look at it. My father looked at me and said, oh. That attitude need to be gone, you know? My father, one time I steal some money to buy poker. I just learned poker, you know? Buy some poker. Poker is not full, you know, lost poker. Only a shabby, they don't have a full pack. So I said, you know, I'm gonna get a full pack. Okay. My father called me and said, where that poker came from? No, not a lie, you know, so. You know, well, remember that money was in this drawer till he took it. Okay, you can have the poker, but you tell me the truth. Yeah, I took it. Never steal again. You know, never. The next lesson, big money, you know, it's not small money. Poker, we're poor. They have changes. And one day, when this is $1, let's see $1, and let's see actually $100 bill is, you know, so for our money. And the other day I went to a place visiting to help somebody suffering. So my father said, hey, we got some savings, let's help them. So we got $5. And I already love to see a $5. We seldom see $5. Oh yeah, that looks great. So, and you want to carry it? Sure. So carry it, put it in my pocket. Running around, you know, dangling around, you know, like little boy do. And my father always stopped on the street, you know, it was a long way, a little bit long way. And in the middle of the night, so, you know, so I went there, sure enough, the dollar is lost. So $5 lost. The whole way we go there trying to help somebody, and I lost some money, you know. So I try to go back. We have no flashlight, no light at all. So, oh man, lost money. Got all the way, you know, short up trying to help people with the money, and I lost it. Oh, I was so bad about it. And my father said, well, we lost it. We can't find it. Somebody think I use that money. You know, that's my point. And wow, what a difference. That changed me. Well, you can't do that with children. If they want to listen, there are times for them to listen. When my father talked, I always listen. Why? Because he don't talk nonsense. He don't crack your small things. He crack your hard attitude. He crack your ways. He cast a greater vision for you, the better version of you, where you're supposed to be. He don't use a fear of punishment or fear of this. But he definitely said, well, you cross a line there. You know? I don't guess back in my time in life. I don't know how to do this. That's uncommon Chinese people. I want to pray for you. You feel empowered? Wisdom is a power. Confidence in walking wisdom is a power. True authority power never comes by the rod or the badge. It comes with a solution. It comes enabling. Enable people. That's real authority power. Do you understand my point? If you don't do it, you do or whatever, and you do that. No, that's not real authority power. So you go ahead and pray for the sister. You'll do fine. Take things need to be done spiritually. Taking the pride. Don't have to do everything, but single them out. What is important for you in personal endeavors, see the Lord, and make those things like like a building blocks, right? Like a building blocks. This is what I do. God don't disturb me. This is what I got me to do. And the rest is the second thing, the second tier. Prioritize the nature of things. Let not everything drag you. You setting the pace and rotation of clockwork. The thing need to be done. Am I? So yeah, go ahead. You seem tired. So.
Lord, I just thank you for your wisdom, Lord, and I pray that it does not fall on deaf ears, that it brings about change and growth.
The other thing is personally I speak as a sister. When you're upset, zip your mouth.
Amen.
I don't know what that's the Lord told me to tell you.
He is telling you that. Amen.
When you're upset, especially upset,
yep.
Just go to your little corner, get yourself facing the wall, just quiet your own soul,
yes,
and don't speak.
Amen.
Don't act.
Amen.
Don't just talk to people. Don't even act. Just be quiet. Set yourself apart.
Amen. Until
you're able to let that upsetting experience go, right? So, and apologize to people.
Oh yeah.
Amen. Yeah. Apologize to everyone, especially young ones. I'm sorry I got upset. I just needed some quiet time. Yeah. So, and they respect that, right? So, oh, you didn't respect me. You should listen to me. Okay. You lost the real power of words. Yeah. Making sense to you? Yeah. Words are like water.
Yes.
Water you pull out, you cannot retrieve it. In Chinese we have a saying I learned when I was a young age. I think long and hard on it. It said 三界即口 means 3 times close your mouth. Before you speak something, 3 times. Now I'm not talking about casual conversations. I'm talking about the word trying time. Foolish as a man said, oh, I don't know if I really talk about my thoughts, and I don't have friends to talk my heart out. That's not the point. My point is that there's a trouble sometimes. Yes. Things not fearable can have huge consequences with a word. If you're a judge, you're a leader, or somebody don't have a perfect understanding who you are, why you say certain things. They don't care to understand.
Sorry to interrupt, just checking. Am I taking you home?
I don't know yet.
I think so, because Justin has our car.
Okay, let's go.
Sorry, I didn't mean
No. So let me wrap it up. Give me 5 minutes, Celine. Is that okay?
Yeah, we have to be back. I have to be back here at 6.
Oh,
so,
okay. So, well, I'm going. So, making sense to you, sister? Yeah. So, something better not speak. Don't speak it.
Amen.
You know, sometimes we can be loud because we're on target. God said that's a different story.
Right.
Yeah. You go ahead and pray.
Yes, Lord. This is just your words to my heart, Lord, and I thank you for that. Thank you for your love in correction and in discipline, Lord, and I so desperately desire it. I thank you, Father, for what you are. You are an intimate God that speaks straight to our hearts, God, and I want to follow this way. This is one of your ways, Lord, and I do want to follow it. I pray for Father over just Emmanuel, and I just keep seeing, Lord, that he has the map and that he has the direction in which we are to go, and I just pray for obedience from your people and a heart and a willing heart to follow. I thank you for this time. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here. In Jesus' name.
Amen.